Sup everyone, it's your boy Leo here. Now, this video is going to be a little different than my usual content. First, I'd like to make a quick announcement. I've started taking testosterone. Currently I'm about a little more than a month and a half in, and it's been interesting. Anyways, I don't really know, how to segue into this smoothly, but today's topic is transgender, or being transgender. Trans folks. Me! Being trans, what dysphoria is, and, the common misconceptions. So, first off, what does it mean to be transgender? Well, in layman's terms, it's when an individual's gender identity does not match their biological sex. I'd also like to go off on a tangent to say that gender does not equal sex, and they are two different things. This is something that has been proven by both science and academia. And yes, it's also something that I learned about in high school as well. Though I have to say I didn't learn about it in science, I learned it in literature. I'd also like to mention that biological sex does in fact back up the functional and structural differences that occur in a trans person's brain as opposed to someone who is cisgender. I won't go too much into detail, but I will leave links in the description to a very informative article as well as a video that explains it better than I can. Now that that's out of the way, I'd like to go over dysphoria, specifically gender dysphoria. Dysphoria is commonly defined as a profound state of unease or dissatisfaction, which can often result in stress, anxiety, and depression. With gender dysphoria, this state of unease is caused by the disconnect between the body and the brain, causing the feeling that most trans people describe as being in the wrong body. There has been a debate within the trans community where some state that you don't need dysphoria to be trans, whereas many others state that dysphoria is the entire reason behind being trans. I personally don't know where I stand in this argument, as I do in fact experience dysphoria, but I'm willing to learn more. I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know fully about. Those on the former side state that the state of unease or dissatisfaction is not present, the dysphoria, but transition does apparently give them a sense of gender euphoria. Others state that they don't necessarily feel uncomfortable or uneasy, but they have the knowledge in their brain that something is off and that needs to change. Again, I don't know where I stand with this as I have always experienced dysphoria, so I'll leave that up to you guys to discuss. Now, lastly, I'd like to clear up some common misconceptions about trans people that those who don't fully understand our community tend to have about us. 1. It is not a choice, nor is it for attention. I did not choose to be born with dysphoria. I did not choose to hate my body. I did not choose to feel almost sick when being misgendered. I did not choose to be this way because if I had a choice, I'd choose to be cis. 2. Dating a trans person doesn't make you gay. You're still straight. Being trans doesn't make you any less of a man, woman, or otherwise. If you're a straight man, then dating a trans woman doesn't make you gay, because them being trans still makes them a woman. People may argue genital preferences, but that logic is still wrong, because if you have a genital preference, for example, you like dongs, then it doesn't matter because there are women with dongs just as there are men with dongs. If you like women, then you like women, regardless of what they are or are not packing. 3. A trans person going into the bathroom labeled as the gender that they identify with isn't interested or concerned with your child. Me, a trans man, walking into the men's restroom does not care about your 12-year-old gremlin. I'm more concerned about finding an empty stall so I can piss in private. Same goes for trans women. No trans woman is going to walk into a women's bathroom and whip out their junk. If they still have it, that is. They just want to do their business and leave. There are trans women. Most wouldn't want you to know that they may be packing down there anyway. 4. Being trans is not a mental illness. We're not ill, we're just different and we identify differently. Some people are born with aphantasia, or big ears, or small eyes. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just means they're different. And frankly, us being different is none of your business. Me trying to live my life in a way that makes me happy does not concern you. What I do with my body or my genitals is none of your business. Me asking for basic human rights and respect isn't harming you, nor is it taking anything away from you. Me being trans doesn't affect your life, and once people outside of the outside of the entire LGBTQ plus community, once those people learn that the way we are and the way we were born doesn't affect their lives, nor does it hurt them, then maybe the world will stop losing children so early. I know this was a long discussion, and I know it's a bit deeper than my other videos, which are usually more lighthearted, but I felt that it was necessary for me to say this. I don't have a very large platform per se, but I do still have a platform, small as it is, to spread this information. I felt that I'd be doing a disservice to me and many other trans folks if I didn't talk about this. I am trans, and I'm not interested in trying to ruin your life. I'm just trying to live mine.